Lesson number one, I have learned that I am great at failure. I don't want to be good at it, but I've really learned I'm great at failure. I had 23 jobs before I found real estate, and I was fired from 3 of them. Thank God I was fired, or I might still be on those jobs, right? I started 3 related businesses to real estate, businesses that should have been wildly successful considering my posture in the market at the point I started them and the advantages I had. And out of the 3 that I started, I succeeded at 1. But you know what I learned? I learned people only count your successes. If you're labeled a winner, people say, oh, you're amazing, you're going to succeed. They never counted my losses. They never did. They were like, she'll do it, she's amazing. No. I always had a batting average of 2 to 3 losses for every good thing I did. But somehow people just never remember them. I was giving a speech, the first speech of my life, thank God. I was invited to talk to Citibank, a room full of 80 bankers. Oh my God, who had business to give me. I was so excited, but of course I opened with what wasn't a good joke. Now I've learned you don't open with a joke. Nobody laughed. Well, bankers have no sense of humor. Sorry if there's anybody in the married or something, but it's the truth, all right? So even if it was a good joke, I think I was doomed for failure. But I lost my voice and just had to stand there until the moderator asked me to sit down. I couldn't even move off the podium. But you know what? I was so mortified that I'll never speak again until I realized I had to get over myself. And I signed up the very next morning to teach at NYU's Learning Annex, a night school for professionals. What did I teach? How to sell real estate, the only thing I knew. But here is what I have found about phenomenal salesperson. Phenomenal salespeople always. I always had a very good luck and very good knack, but I also worked my buns off at it, collecting the best salespeople I possibly could. And you know what happens in real estate companies? It's a problem in sales because if you get a queen bee who's amazing, she or he is going to hate the next queen bee that comes in because they're in on her turf. So how do you make people friends? And I'll go on that. I use fun to do that. But with Carrie Chiang and with all the top salespeople that I have ever hired, you know what I found was the only difference between the phenomenal salespeople and everyone else? The ones that were making millions and the people who were making an average income of $48,500, which was my desk cost when I sold the business. The only difference I found was not the background. I used to think it was how hard you work. No, I had some sales losers working twice as hard as my winners. They never made the money. I found that the only difference between the great people and the people that did everything else wasn't the contacts, wasn't the schooling, wasn't the working. It was simply how well they took a hit. I know that sounds too simplistic, but I really believe it. I found that my great salespeople could take a slam down from a rejection, disappointment, and it wasn't that they didn't feel it. It wasn't like they were inhuman, but they took less time feeling sorry for themselves. Less time feeling sorry for themselves. And I found that my salespeople that I had to fire, mostly from a broken heart, they just couldn't take another hit. They were abused again. That guy did da-da-da-da-da. They might look like they're sitting at the desk, picking out listings, making phone calls, but you want to know, it's like a dead body with no emotion. They were just going through the motions, and I had to end it for them. Guess what? I'm killing you today. Because you're never going to sell, I know it, unless you can get yourself back up. That was the killer card. And so I learned in my interviewing process to focus on one thing and develop tricks to separate out someone's ability to take a hit. And how do you do that in a world where salespeople have no experience typically in the real estate business? They were moms that didn't work, the kids were now at school, or even worse, someone had failed at 3 jobs and they thought, oh, they were going to make a killing in real estate, thinking the job was easy, and it never is. How do you separate them out? I had the most simple trick in my interviewing process that worked every time. I would listen to them yawn, na 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 na. My mind was somewhere, na na na, smiling, nodding, na 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 na. And then I'd say, you know what? I have so many salespeople here. Would it be helpful for me if I shared with you what are the 2 most important qualities of my terrific salespeople? Maybe you could judge yourself based on that. Oh yes, Ms. Corcoran. Oh yes, very polite. Okay. The first one is empathy, the ability to read between the lines, to really read people. This is a people business, not really a real estate business. I found out, listening to you, that you were head of your PTA, and you sold more bake sales, and you knew who were the right ladies to get. You are great at empathy. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I'm good at it. You know, everybody thinks they're good with people, very few people are. But anyway, oh yes. And I say, but the other trait is, I'm not picking it up, maybe you could help me. I feel like you have absolutely no ego, no drive, and no real need to succeed. I just don't feel it from you. And then I listened to the music, not the words. I either got someone like, oh no, I really work hard, no. That's what no. The salespeople I hired were the ones that almost reached across my desk and wanted to kill me. They were insulted. And the minute I got that vibe, I'm like, you're hired.